She joined the world to protect Xin when he was ignorant, and had been guarding him for more than 10 years. She had no understanding of other men at all, so it was natural for her to have a secret love for Xin, who she was most familiar with. Roma has always kept this love in her heart because of the differences in their identities, ages, and family background. Until Xin married Leona, Roma, who was nearly 30 years old, still didn't reveal what she thought of him. In the second year of Ziyu's birth, Xin was 30 and Roma was 33. Xin encountered a plot overseas. Roma tried her best to save him at the risk of her life, but she herself lost an arm because of this. Roma, who became a disabled person, had a sharp decline in combat capability, so Xin had to let her retire and return to his home early. When Roma was leaving, Xin was also persevering. After all, for the 30-year-old at the time, Roma had been with him almost every step of half of his life. Therefore, he asked Roma if there was anything he could do for her. Roma hesitated again and again, expressing the feelings she had buried in her heart for many years. Xin, who is usually hard-hearted, was also moved by Roma's confession. That night, he had an excuse to go out and spent the night out with Roma. After that night, Roma left Xin and returned to her hometown in northeast China. After more than 9 months, Ruoli fell to the ground. Ruoli did not have the surname Su at first, but followed her mother's surname. The so-called Ruoli means Ruoji Ruoli. It also represents Roma's special feeling for Xin in her heart. Ruoli has been held in the palm of the hand by the He family since she was a child. She has never been to school. From the age of 2 to 18, she has been practicing ancient martial arts. Therefore, at the age of 18, she surpassed her mother at the age of 18 and became the strongest young woman in the He family. After becoming an adult at the age of 18, Roma told her life experience. In Roma's description, Xin is a good father who values love and justice. The reason why he never cared about Ruoli is because he never knew her existence. Therefore, Roma gave Ruoli 2 choices. Stay and continue to practice martial arts in his family. Or leave home to work for her biological father. Ruoli considered for a long time and chose the latter. Because she can faintly realize that this is the path her mother hopes to choose. So, Roma changed her name to Ruoli Su, and then she was recommended to Xin. Xin didn't know Ruoli's life experience at the beginning, but felt that this girl was extraordinary in strength, a manufacturable, and very much like Roma back then. Ruoli also obeyed her mother's instructions, and didn't want Xin to know this, but the old and cunning Chengfeng saw some clues from Ruoli. He always felt that the look in Xin's eyes was something wrong with this young girl. This kind of wrong made him vigilant. He was afraid that Ruoli was an undercover agent sent by his opponent, so he asked people to thoroughly investigate Ruoli's identity. Going up the source step by step, he finally found Roma's body. After learning that Ruoli might be Xin's daughter, the father ordered someone to collect the hair of the two and quietly compare the DNA. After getting the definite result, he told Xin all this. Xin's first reaction was shock, and his second reaction was moved. He is really why Roma is moved by his feelings. After that night that year, she not only gave birth to his daughter, but also cultivated her into a talent, and quietly sent her back to him to protect him. However, he was also worried about Ruoli's identity. After all, Ruoli is the illegitimate daughter of his derailed marriage. If he lets his wife, children, and others know Ruoli's identity, then his image in their minds will be greatly reduced. Moreover, with the wife's character, she will definitely choose to divorce him without hesitation. Even with this mistake, nearly 2 decades have passed. After the old master discussed with him, the two thought of a solution, pretending not to know. Since Ruoli didn't want to disclose her identity and recognize him as the father, he didn't need to take the initiative to recognize this daughter. Everyone keeps secrets in their hearts, and everything in life will not be affected by this. In the past few years, Xin took special care of Ruoli and even trained her as a leader of the Su family master team. He felt that even if he couldn't show Ruoli a fatherly love, he must arrange her future properly so that she could realize her own life value in Su's house, and let her become a master in the future, and not worry about food and clothing. But he never expected that a trip to Japan would ruin all of Ruoli's future, even her life. So, how can he not suffer at this moment? Changfeng could understand his mood at this time. He was silent for a while, and sighed after a long while, saying, "The current situation is very unfavorable for the Su family. We have lost so many people at once. This matter will spread before dawn. All over the country, now we are like tigers with broken teeth. I am worried that the Wade family will be the first one to be unable to hold back. So you can't get too distracted by this matter. It's best to come back to China right away and discuss it together." Zin choked and said, "Dad, I have a request, and I hope you can agree to it." Changfeng hummed, "Say it, I'll listen to it." Zin observed him and said, "At all costs, we must rescue Ruoli." Changfeng said with emotion, "Zin, this matter is really too ruthless. It is tantamount to slap the Japanese government in the face of the whole world. They will definitely deal with this kind of thing severely. If she is rescued, the cost may be too high for you to imagine." Zin said seriously, "Ruoli's implementation is what I meant, so I am at fault in this matter." He said, "The Japanese government just wanted to catch the murderer and ensure justice, and give the people an account. They arrested more than 50 of our people, and one of the 50-something is released. The core purpose has no effect. Is it always okay to sell face?"